Week 7 recap. Sorry it's a little late this week. Whoa! I didn't know that Chauncey Billups got arrested for gambling too. Rozier. Billups arrested for gambling, for fixing games. I had no idea Billups was even under investigation. Can't do that. Can't do that. Honestly, probably screwed me in some way. Probably bet on the Heat that day. All right, let's go through this. Things are starting to look interesting on this in this league, in the standings. I don't know if we've seen this before, but let's get to it. First up, the Goblins versus Tasty Boys Club. The Goblins 142, Tasty Boys Club 94. Big performance. Vintage performance from Christian McCaffrey, 36.6 points. Mahomes looking like that QB1 that we talked about last week. Goblins improved to 5-2. Tasty Boys Club dropped to 2-5. Next up, the Dog Pound versus Capone's V-Card. Really tough loss for the Dog Pound, getting 0 points. They're in the driver's seat all week. Got 0 points from Kittle. They lose on a garbage time touchdown pass from C.J. Stroud on Monday night. They lose by less than 4 points. Really tough to drop them to 1-6, sitting down there by themselves. You know, the Dog Pound has been has come in last before, and the punishment that they had to do was the McDonald's, an eating challenge. Is it right to have them do another with the hot dogs and the beer? I don't think it is, but it might have to be that way. Another close matchup. Hurley and Chuck Shear, 135 to the True Under Big Dog Story, 134. We've talked about the True Under Big Dog Story being a little lucky. Well, their luck runs out. They have another good week, but this time they get bested. Little chirp from Hurley and Chuck Shear to the little dog, or little pup, I can't even remember. But that was big for bye implications. Hurley and Chuck Shear sits alone at 6-1. True Under Big Dog Story to 5-2. Big Nick's Energy versus Swamp Dicks. Our second matchup to watch. That was our first one, Hurley and Chuck Shear versus True Under Big Dog Story. It was a good matchup. Now, Big Nick's Energy versus the Swamp Dicks. Big Nick's Energy with a big pickup of the Browns defense. I was eyeing them for this week. But they actually grabbed them off the waivers after they cleared. And 27 points for the Browns there. And that's the difference maker as Big Nick's Energy takes this one 102, Swamp Dicks 81. Both teams 2-5. Not good. Next up, our biggest point scoring match of the week. Elmwood Lawyer with the highest score, besting himself, I believe, on the year. 174. And Fear the Choge. You hate to see it. Second highest score of the week at 150.7. And Elmwood Lawyer takes this one 5-2. Fear the Choge 3-4. Next up, Cambodians versus Big Balls. Big Balls 113, 113.8. Cambodians 78.9. Cambodians are the lowest scores of the week. They've already sent their parlay funds. Very timely of them. They dropped to 2-5. Now the parlay report. Snyder absolutely screws us with a money line underdog, and he's going to do it again this week. He's taking the Illinois Fighting Illini. They're 4.5-point underdogs against the Washington Huskies. And Snyder probably just looked at the thing and said, "Oh, Illinois is ranked, and they're underdogs against an unranked team. I'm going to bet them. They're going to win." It's a classic trap, but we'll let them do it. We'll let them learn. So that's our screwed parlay for this week. Our screwed parlay for this upcoming week. Both by the hands of the Goblins. So let's look at standings. Yeah, this is crazy. We have 5 teams that are 5-2 or better, and we have 5 teams that are 2-5 or worse. So, yeah. The Dog Pounds are down there by themselves at 1-6, and the Hurley and Chucks here are alone at number 1 at 6-1. We have 4 5-2 teams, 4 2-5 teams. Components V card sits at 4-3, and Fear the Challenge rounding out our final playoff spot as it stands at 3-4. So we'll see how this shakes out. We'll see if some of these 5-2 teams fall down, or if some of these 2-5 teams push up. Let's do our look ahead. Week 8. We have Big Balls versus the Dog Pound. We have Tasty Boys Club versus Cambodians. The Goblins versus Hurley and Chuckshire. Components V Card versus Big Nicks. True Under Big Dog Story versus Unwood Lawyer. Swamp Dicks versus Fear the Challenge. I would say our matchups to watch: the Goblins versus Hurley and Chuckshire. True Under Big Dog Story versus Unwood Lawyer. For buy implications. And then another one to watch would be Tasty Boys Club and Cambodians, both at 2-5. Winner of this stays alive. Loser is really looking like they're going to struggle to make the playoffs. So that's what we're looking at. Yeah, okay. We don't have anything else to do. Short and sweet. We'll be short and sweet again next week, and then the week after that we'll do power rankings. Maybe next week I'll go before the power rankings. I'll do some team strengths. What teams are looking good, which ones aren't. That way the parlay one is not, or the power rankings one is not as long as a video. But all right, that's it. Send your parlay picks. It's gonna lose anyways. But send them anyway. All right. Have a good Thursday.